Jonah and Emma Ashburn, occupation son and mother, ages 7 and 33. Angel. An angel is sitting at the end of Jonah's bed. It's the angel from the picture on his classroom wall. It has beautiful, complicated wings, rows of feathers of the palest blue and green and yellow, like budgerigars. The angel's halo is made of the purest gold. It shines so brightly that it hurts his eyes. The angel is smiling at him and humming a hymn. The angel doesn't appear to weigh anything, but he supposes that's normal for angels. He is hot and sticky, and he has a pain on one side of his head, and his neck hurts. The angel vanishes, but he is too tired to tell his mum that it has gone, even though he knows she would be glad to hear this. The dust in his ears is making it hard to speak, but that seems wrong. For a while, everything is dark. But then he's woken by a horrible thought. Supposing it could rain cats. He looks up at the sky that is as blue as the angel's wing. Right up there, miles above him, is a tiny black dot, but it's travelling really fast, coming towards him, getting bigger by the second. At first, he thinks it might be a falling star, but then he realises that it's a black cat. He knows now that it's going to fall on him, crush him, that he won't be able to get out of the way. By now, the falling cat is blocking half the sky. He cries out in fear, his eyes snap open. He is so hot. The cloth on his forehead is cool and smells of flowers. He can hear his mother saying something, but he can't make out the words. He is so thirsty. But the cloth feels nice. Emma is watching her son carefully. Even as she mops his forehead and tells him that everything is all right, the wildness in his eyes alarms her. It seems terrible to her that he should be so alone, that he should be somewhere that she can't reach him, that he is having to confront his demons without her. Every time he gets sick, this happens. His temperature soars and he starts seeing visions. The angel has visited him before. She wonders if she's done the right thing by sending him to a church school. She wonders what form his delirium would take if his imagination was more secular, if he hadn't had all these images of angels and Jesus and Noah's flood put in his head by his teachers. Maybe then his poor brain wouldn't be able to conjure up anything more alarming than Bob the Builder or the Teletubbies. But Jonah loves his school, and Jesus as well. Emma doesn't believe in angels, but when Jonah insists that it's just at the end of the bed, she can't stop herself from looking, can't help feeling relieved when she confirms that there's nothing there. The doctors say it's his tonsils, that he has a susceptibility, that they will have to come out, but that they would prefer to wait until he is older. Their advice for times such as this is to dose Jonah with Calpol and try to keep him cool when his skin starts to burn, to open the windows, to sponge his forehead, dunk him in a cool bath if necessary. The trouble is, at times like this, the memory of their matter-of-factness infuriates Emma. It's all so easy for them. They don't have to see a child so feverish and lost and frightened. What seems like useful advice during the day seems callous in the course of these long white nights when Jonah's consciousness goes walkabout. And although she knows that they've been through nights like this before and he'll be okay in the morning, there is always just that nagging doubt. He seems to be sleeping at the moment, but is still restless and fidgety. She won't leave him tonight. She sits back in her chair, pulls her blanket up to her chin and closes her eyes. She knows that she'll be more used to him if she manages to get some sleep. She remembers that when she was a child, her mother used to tell her not to worry about anything, that she was always safe because rather than let anything bad happen to her or her sister, she, her mother, would ensure that it would happen to her instead. That she would be able to keep them safe by attracting any harm that happened to be in the vicinity to her, and that she was big enough and strong enough to deal with it, whatever it was. Emma remembers how reassuring that was, even though she knew it was impossible. And now that she has a child of her own, she realises that what her mother was saying contained a fundamental truth, that if she could change places with Jonah, she would, take on his delirium at the drop of a hat. As she sits there with her eyes fixed on his face, she can feel the house settling around them, creaking in the night-time chill. The traffic outside seems to have stopped for the night. It feels to Emma as if she and Jonah are on a long journey together, that they've left their home and everybody they know a long way behind. The crack of light under the door is her only connection with the familiar, and she doesn't really believe in it. Her breathing has regularized. She is asleep, but only just. Even as she's drifting in space, she knows that if Jonah stirs, if he needs her, she will be back in a second. But when Jonah wakes, she continues to sleep. He can just see her face in the unlit room. He no longer feels so hot. He turns over on his side so that he can see her better. Jonah and his mother are on a journey together.